We have an epic source today.
Yeah.
It traces the fallout of global conflict across, what, 30 years and 2 continents.
That's right.
And it's all seen through the eyes of one extraordinary but really deeply fractured German family. This isn't just history class, you know? It's a deep dive into sacrifice, hidden identities, the sheer cost of it all.
Yeah, and the impossible choices people face when huge political trauma just crashes into their personal lives.
It really does.
Exactly. Our mission today really is to track the von Gotthard family, specifically the women, actually. We see them go from the elegant heights of pre-war Berlin aristocracy all the way down to post-war refugee status in New York.
Wow.
And we're watching how quickly everything changes, the moral landscape shifts, and the dramatic secrets these women kept, often secrets they had to keep just to survive.
Well, where do we begin?
Berlin, 1934.
Okay.
Picture the scene. The city is still beautiful, opulent in places, but the undercurrents are, they're deadly. We're in the wealthy Grunwald district. And we meet Kassandra von Gotthard.
Okay, Kassandra.
She's young, only 19 when she marries Walmar von Gotthard. He's a much older, very established banker.
Hey, the older man trope.
Kind of. Their life is, financially secure, very contained, but for her, deeply unfulfilling.
I can imagine.
And so Kassandra finds herself caught in this love triangle, and it exists entirely outside that sort of silk-draped world Walmar's built.
Walmar, her husband, what's his deal with the rising political situation?
Well, it's important context, right? He's a leading banker, and privately, he despises the Nazis. He fears where it's all going, fears war.
Right.
But he prioritizes the stability of his bank, appearances, everything. So he maintains this dangerous silence, accommodation, thinking he can insulate his family.
That rarely works out well.
No. And while he's busy accommodating the regime, Kassandra is off pursuing this passionate secret life. She meets a writer named Dolff. Tall, dark, you know the type.
The writer, of course.
Their connection is immediate, intense. It's forged during these secret walks in Charlottenburg Park. They talk about his books, her longings.
Sounds romantic.
He even calls her his dream, his illusion, which is, beautifully ironic given what happens.
Okay, so what does happen? How does the politics intrude?
Well, it intrudes fast. Dolph is forced to sell Kassandra. His publisher is backing away.
Why?
The reason is stark. Brutal, really. Dolph is Jewish. He tells her pretty bitterly that in the new Germany, a Jew isn't supposed to be successful, isn't supposed to publish.
And that's when it hits her.
Exactly. That's the moment the seriousness of the Nazi power stops being like distant political noise. It hits her directly, through the man she loves.
That line between private emotion and public horror, it just vanishes, doesn't it?
Completely. In one night, actually, the affair reaches this devastating climax. Dolph's home is raided by Nazis, led by this particularly brutal officer, Hildebrand. And Kassandra is there. She's present when they burst in. Dolph is savagely beaten, dragged down the stairs. It's horrific.
What about Kassandra?
She's assaulted too. The source notes later she has bruises on her face.
Right.
But in that instant, that absolute moment of terror, she does the only thing she can to survive. She plays her trump card.
Which is?
She reveals her identity. I am the wife of Walmar von Gotthard. That name, that powerful connection.
And it works.
It spares her life, yes.
Wow. Just wow. That split-second choice. Deploying her identity like a shield.
It saved her, physically. But the psychological price, it's unbearable.
What happens to Dolph?
She later reads in the paper, Dolph Stern, novelist, dead, falsely attributed to a Bugatti accident.
A cover-up.
Clearly. She returns to that big Grunwald home completely shattered, emotionally, physically.
And Walmar, her husband.
Walmar sees her suffering, he sees the bruises, and in that moment, his private distaste for the Third Reich, it curdles into total hatred.
Because his silence didn't protect her.
Exactly. His policy of accommodation, it failed spectacularly, and it cost him everything he thought he was protecting.
And Kassandra.
Days later, she commits suicide, leaves a short note. Goodbye, I'm sorry, Kay.
Oh, that's just tragic. So Walmar's accommodation, it led directly to this. He realized too late silence wasn't protection at all.
Not at all. It was complicity, ultimately.
So Kassandra's gone, Dolph is gone. What happens to Walmar?
Walmar makes a radical shift. He failed Kassandra. So now his entire focus becomes defensive. It's solely about protecting his surviving children, Ariana and Gerhard.
The next generation.
Precisely. He shields them fiercely from the Nazi youth movement. Makes up excuses. Gerhard has asthma, supposedly. Ariana's still in shock over her mother's death.
Building a fortress around them.
His world shrinks right down to just the two of them.
Okay, so we jump forward now.
Yeah, let's move forward about a decade. To 1944. The war is grinding toward its end, but Germany is desperate.
The draft is taking everyone.
Everyone, every man, every boy. Walmar knows his time for trying to blend in is over. He plans his last really great act of resistance.
What is it?
He plans Gerhard's escape to Switzerland to get him out before the army grabs him. The plan is he'll come back later for Ariana.
Risky.
Extremely. But before Gerhard leaves, Walmar does something crucial, something that links the generations.
Go on.
He shows Ariana the hidden safes in their house.
Oh, the safes.
Inside, cash, yes, but more importantly, her mother's jewels. Specifically, a large emerald and a diamond signet ring.
The ring.
A family heirloom, worn by 4 generations of von Gotthard women. These aren't just valuables, you see, they're her potential freedom, her link to her past, her survival kit almost.
Does the escape work?
No, it's a devastating failure. Walmar is caught at the border.
Oh no. What happens to him?
Presumed dead right there. Later research confirms it, he's gone.
And Ariana?
What?
She's alone now.
Alone and vulnerable, the Nazis take her. She's interrogated for hours, right in the Reichstag headquarters, then held for a month. They thought maybe they could use her as leverage, draw Walmar out, not knowing he was already dead.
That's horrific. Was she harmed?
Physically? No. And this is where it gets complex again. She's protected by a Lieutenant Manfred von Tripp.
A German officer.
Yes, about 39 years old, an officer who, we learn, secretly despised the brutality of the regime. He'd lost his own wife and children in the Dresden bombings.
So he had his own trauma.
Exactly. Left him isolated, emotionally raw, maybe? He essentially takes Ariana under his wing, protects her from the worst of it.
A protector within the system that captured her. Strange.
War makes for strange alliances. And this rescue, well, it blossoms into something else. Unexpected.
What?
In the midst of all that chaos, that desperation, Manfred and Ariana marry.
They marry.
They get engaged, Christmas 1944. A brief moment of connection, maybe hope, in the ruins.
But the war is still raging.
It is. And the end is tragic. Manfred dies defending the Reichstag. May 1945. His body is found later, just in a pile of German soldiers.
So Ariana's alone again, a widow.
A widow.
Yeah.
And pregnant. Carrying Manfred's child.
Oh my.
She has to flee Germany. She makes this harrowing journey through France, eventually gets on a ship to the United States, carrying her heritage, all those secrets, and her unborn baby.
So Ariana arrives in New York, 1945. What state is she in?
She's ill, exhausted, speaks almost no English. She's completely adrift.
And someone finds her.
Yes, a woman named Ruth Liebman, a Jewish volunteer helping refugees arriving from Europe. A kind woman.
And the Liebmans,
Yep.
They have their own story.
They do. They're reeling from their own wartime loss. Their son was killed in Okinawa.
So much loss everywhere.
Exactly. And seeing Ariana, this young, fragile woman arriving from Europe, they make an assumption.
What do they assume?
They assume she's Jewish, a concentration camp survivor.
And Ariana doesn't correct them.
This is the moment. The impossible choice. She's 20 years old, sick, pregnant with the child of a German officer who died defending the Reichstag.
Revealing that truth.
Would be unthinkable, wouldn't it? The judgment, the rejection. She's desperate for security. For her baby.
So she embraces the mistake.
She keeps her German aristocratic identity secret, keeps the baby's paternity secret. She essentially trades one high-risk identity German aristocrat, wife of a Wehrmacht officer, for another, one of assumed victimhood, a Jewish refugee.
That's a massive deception to maintain.
Massive. And then she marries Paul Liebman.
The surviving son. The one wounded in the war.
That's him. He's returned home, also dealing with trauma. He falls deeply in love with Ariana, feels protective of her.
And she uses that.
She uses his love, yes, to secure the things she can't provide alone. A family, a father for the baby, safety in America.
It's survival, but it feels like a betrayal too, doesn't it?
That's the moral complexity right there, isn't it? Can you separate the act of survival from the act of betrayal in circumstances like these?
Difficult.
She justifies it later, tells Paul she did it for their son, Noel, to give him everything she couldn't guarantee otherwise. But yes, she built a life, a 25-year marriage, on this foundational lie.
Imagine carrying that every single day.
The constant pressure, the fear of discovery.
So Noel is born, Manfred's child, raised as Paul Liebman's son.
For 2.5 decades, yeah. Ariana lives this carefully constructed identity. War refugee, wife of Paul Liebman, mother of Noel Liebman.
How does the truth come out? It has to eventually,
That's
right?
because when Noel is a young man, and in the most devastating way possible, Paul finds photographs, old photos, of Ariana dancing with Lieutenant Manfred von Tripp in his full German uniform.
Oh, no. The one piece of evidence she kept, or maybe couldn't part with.
We don't know why she kept them, but Paul finds them. The confrontation is immediate, explosive.
And she confesses.
Everything. Her real identity, Walmar's story, Manfred's rescue, the marriage, and the biggest blow, that Noel is Manfred's son, not Paul's.
I can't even imagine Paul's reaction.
Utter devastation, betrayal on a scale that's hard to comprehend. He leaves the marriage immediately, just walks out.
So the war, the trauma, it didn't end in 45. It just went underground into that marriage.
Exactly, waiting decades to erupt.
So Paul leaves. What happens next? Decades pass?
Decades pass, yes. Ariana eventually remarries, actually, to an old friend of her father's, Max Thomas. Noel is raised by her.
But the Liebman connection isn't over, is it?
Not quite. The historical trauma resurfaces again, affecting the third generation now.
How so?
Noel, the son raised as a Liebman, but biologically Manfred's child, he's preparing to get married.
Okay.
To a woman named Tamara Liebman.
Wait, Liebman, as in Paul's family.
Relative of Paul's, yes. Who knows absolutely nothing about all this past drama.
Oh, this is going to be messy.
It creates this final, unavoidable collision course.
What does Ariana do? She's older now.
She is. And she realizes she cannot let her past actions, her decades of deception, ruin her son's future happiness.
So another choice.
This time she chooses truth. Not silence, not protection through lies. She decides to confront Paul Liebman, who is now, an older, powerful figure himself.
She goes to Paul. What does she say?
She confesses everything again, but this time it's direct. Face to face, explains the manipulation, explains she was just a desperate pregnant 20-year-old, that she married him solely to protect her baby.
Is it an apology?
It seems like it's offered as one, yes. A genuine accounting for the past. Interestingly, Paul reveals something too.
What's that?
He admits he initially objected to Noel marrying Tammy purely because Noel was, of German heritage and they were Jewish. The old wounds.
Ah, so the prejudice lingered, even without knowing the full story.
Right. But now, hearing the whole awful truth, his perspective shifts.
Oh.
He says that despite the deception, despite the heritage reveal, he respects Noel immensely for the man he's become, his character.
The person trumps the history.
In that moment, yes. The human being Noel matters more than the tangled, painful shadow of the past.
Is there reconciliation?
A strange, fragile peace is made. Enough for Paul and Ariana to both bless the marriage.
That's something. It shows healing is possible, even after all that.
It does suggest that, doesn't it? That the need for connection, for family, can eventually overcome even these huge divisions caused by war and lies.
And Noel, does he get closure?
He seems to. He finally integrates his fractured history. He travels to Berlin, visits Walmar's old home in Grunwald.
His grandfather's house.
Yes. And he finds his biological father's name, Manfred von Tripp, on a list, a stack of war dead near the Reichstag.
Wow. Seeing the name.
It allows him to finally understand both halves of who he is, the German aristocratic roots and the Jewish-American family that raised him with love despite the secret.
It's like the pieces finally click together.
There's one more piece. The sources really highlight this idea of continuity through objects, small things that carry huge weight.
Like what?
Remember Cassandra's diamond signet ring? The heirloom Walmar hid in the safe for Ariana?
Yes, the one from her great-grandmother.
It ends up as the engagement ring for Tammy Liebman. Noel gives it to her.
No way.
Yes. That physical object, a piece of German aristocratic history, becomes the literal bridge between these two families. Families torn apart by war and secrets, now joined by this ring. #tag outro.
That's an incredible story. So when we step back, what does this deep dive really teach us?
Well, I think it hammers home the profound ripple effect, doesn't it, across generations, how personal choices made under these immense, oppressive political systems just keep echoing for decades.
Yeah. Cassandra's choice, Walmar's sacrifice, Ariana's huge deception.
They were all desperate attempts, really, trying to grab some control of a destiny that felt entirely dictated by global tragedy. Necessary attempts, maybe?
Necessary lies, perhaps.
Perhaps. I mean, Ariana's ultimate sacrifice wasn't just giving up a potential life with Manfred, maybe. It was giving up her identity, marrying Paul Liebman, all to give her son safety.
It really makes you think.
Yeah, this narrative reminds us that sometimes survival itself requires constructing a whole new life. often on a foundation of secrets, of lies you feel you have to tell. And the cost of keeping that structure standing, well, it gets paid eventually, sometimes decades later.
So a final thought for you, listening. Consider how those huge events of the mid-20th century might still be defining lives today, even in the third generation, like Noel. Think about your own family tree. What historical traumas, what hidden truths might be shaping choices you make now, maybe without you even knowing the full story.
Something to reflect on.